You do show up at odd hours. Hey, at least it's before 3 a.m. That's pretty good. How are you doing? Fuzzy. The scary hour is coming. Okay. I think I have nothing left to finish in the prototype milestone, which is pretty damn exciting. There's a couple of jobs that are in there still, but I think I'm going to move them because they're not really important enough to stall on. Just testing stuff and deep linking, which doesn't belong in this stage anyway. So let's go instead to, let's go to UI and issues, milestones, prototype, deep linking goes to internal release. And UI testing can go there as well. I've already done some of it, but not enough. And so can widget testing. And so can unit testing. Don't know, there's a lot to be done on that, to be honest with you. Indeed. All right, so hopefully if we reload this, nice. Dunsky. All right. So now we move on to the internal release, which is the really scary one anyway. And we'll do a little bit of reordering in the old project. Deep linking can go well down as well. It's all very exciting project management stuff. Handle expired Auth0 tokens correctly. Yeah, I do need to do that. Maybe not instantaneously. What do we want to work on tonight? Oh, onboarding stuff. That could be interesting. Oh, we need an emulator is what we need. We need, what do we call it? Pixel? Is it a Pixel emulator? Yes, it is. Pixel 7. We will move that to screen 1. And yeah, let's go with the onboarding stories. I think those are the ones we're going to see some good progress on tonight. So that's the kind of thing that people are going to see when they first load it in. Yeah. Okay, why? Project ID saves from 1.1.3. Okay. All right, and then we want want another window there. And that will be Flutter. No, hang on. Where are we? We're in Bucket UI. And we want Flutter. One of these days I'll have to upgrade Flutter, but that can wait. Oh, we got ads. Flutter builds, Flutter builds. And loads. And we sign in off screen. Okay. Now, the things we want to get to are also echoed into the onboarding development section. These things. What kinds of projects are you interested in? Native birds, trees and planting, water care, tracks and walking, etc., etc. And we can select various numbers of those. And then we continue. And we select your location to find amazing products. We select Auckland. Products? Projects. Projects. Let's get started and save some projects. Bro got a phone pulled up on his PC. Yeah, that's the life of mobile development. Interesting that it redirected me there, but I think that's just an artifact of the development screen. But yeah, so if we look at the design, the ads are finally over. Sorry about that. If we look at the design, we should have Figma. Here we go. Get rid of this. We don't need this. Yeah, so it gives you those. Then you get started and you sign in. And then, oh, it's not going to show me the onboarding in this case. That's kind of annoying. So it's not in that part of the design, I guess. Oh, maybe I'd had to create a new account from there. If I reload this. Can't wait for Subway Surfers to be added to it and have it playing in the background. Yeah, don't know if that's actually going to happen, but you know, you never know. You never know. If I sign out and then I go join bucket, I should get the onboarding, right? Yeah, here we go. So that's step 1 of 3. Step 2 of 3. And step 3. And then it should take you to home. All right. Cool. So what we want to have happen now is for that stuff to persist to the database. So if I go into the other Figma, and we want onboarding 1.1.1, 1.1.2, and 1.1.3. Okay, so why does this only say 1.1.3? Maybe I'm missing another one. Interesting. Maybe the idea was that it save project preferences, save location. Oh, I see. I just haven't put I just haven't put the ticket number in the other ones, I guess. Yeah. Okay, so that's the first one. Probably going to have to do a bit of back-end work for this stuff. So let's start work on this one. So what kind of projects are you interested in? We're going to need... What actually exists in the database at this point? We've got projects. We don't really have anything in the way of preferences. I'm starting to wonder if it would be better to maintain a list of project categories and either have a join table with user IDs or just store them directly on their in a JSON-B field on their user record. What have I got in the way of haven't got anything labeled preferences. What's on the users table? Email, name, created at. Yeah, very little. What about users, projects? We have, but that'll be more like, I think that's when they've saved a project. So, I think I have to edit. It's been a while since I've done this. It's in the Atlas thing, right? Atlas. Can't actually remember how I do this. It's been ages. Right. Casually saving up money for what? Right, you make changes to the schema SQL. Okay. So schema. And then we'd want, I'm going to either want to add some JSON-B config on. No reason, I just do it with every currency in existence, even your rocks. Nice. I see what you're saying. I gotcha. Yep. Fair enough too. Hey, Bruce Malt, how you doing? Let's see. So do I want a whole other table or do I just want... I feel like I just want some JSON-B config. How big could that possibly get? How many categories are we going to have? Not that many. So I feel like every user could have a JSON-B field for some basic config. And one of those could be project preferences. So let's go users. And we're probably going to want, what do we want? Prefs, config, prefs, right? Preferences. Why is that a read-only file? Oh, because Docker. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. Yep, that's a root file. I'll give today an out of 10, but I have my coffee, still haven't showered, so we're on an upwards trajectory. Well, fair enough. I mean, I like the way that's trending. I look forward to an update.
Not showering is the worst way to start the day. You have to shower.
Fair enough.
Nothing else, you've accomplished that.
Now. Yeah, so we can go back to there. We can go back to our users, and we can add something like preferences JSON-B can be null unless I want to default it to an empty object, which is possible, I suppose. But I feel like can be null, and I don't think it needs any other specifics. Yeah, let's start with that. So in theory, we could end up with projects or project categories, which would be array of number, and we could have, what are the other things we need to, saved projects should be join table, that's different. Onboarding. Yeah, so project categories, definitely a little JSON-B field should be fine. Location, I think, is already specified somewhere else. So really all we need is this for now. There's only ever going to be a limited number of project categories, I feel. So even if there's like 100, it's still going to be fine. Those definitions do need to exist somewhere. But we could potentially store it as, you know, an array of not IDs or maybe ID name pairs. Like, what are the categories again? So like water care, wildlife, and so on. So we could do that, but I feel like the job of the mapping is probably lives somewhere else. There's no reason we couldn't just store 1, 2, 3, etc. Then we get the mapping for it. Either lives in the client or in the database, and we just retrieve it at will, kind of thing. Yeah, don't know which one I like better. It's quite tempting to have the user preferences live as a table, but then that just gets big for no particular reason. I wonder if there's some standard arguments for this kind of stuff. Let's ask Big Green Robot to summarize them. took me so long to realize what an argument was in Lua. It was literally just a value or a variable being sent over to something. Yeah, that's it. That's all an argument is in most languages. Summarize the pros and cons of storing user configuration values in JSON-B fields rather than join tables. If they're read more often than they're written or updated, that's probably true. Lack of referential integrity, sure. Performance issues, data redundancy, native SQL support. All right, those seem like reasonable arguments. I'm going to go for a JSON-B field for now because it's a pretty simple one. And we'll see if it comes back to bite us in the ass later. Okay, so we've got that. So we now need to run what? Docker compose run rm atlas and local schema apply. Let's see if that works. It's been a long time since I wrote those. Been doing so much front-end work. Nah. Oh yeah, I might have to actually stand the stack up first. Oh, going to sleep now, 3:10. Have an amazing sleep. And we'll see you next time. Bucket API DC up. This should be enough to have the database stood up. Schema is synced. Interesting. So I must not have thought I was doing what I actually was doing. I must not have done what I thought I was doing. I don't think the schema is synced, you know. Do I have pSQL to local floating around? No, that's all from Superbase for working on the overlay. When you say schema is synced, I don't think you really mean it. But let's just assume that you do. Looks like handler projects go is saying save, declared, and not used. Let's look at that. Yes, you're right. That's an error. I seem to have changed that. What did I change it to? Huh. What was going on in here? And why does that even work? What? Huh. That's definitely weird. Why do I have a bunch of unsaved changes in here? Man, it's been a while. What else is going on? I'm sure. Oh, well, that's interesting. So it has run and added the preferences type. That's good. There's a whole bunch of the stuff in here that hasn't been deployed, and yet it's working. I thought it was working in production. Is it possible that we have changes in Git that we don't have here? Commit starting F74EOA8. Huh.
Did you make the apps?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought Ted did.
No. So what's our last commit here? F74, yeah. 2 months ago. Oh, that was just ignoring some CVEs. What? So when did we save and unsave projects? We did. So why are there a bunch of local changes still? It's really strange. What about handler? Save and unsave projects. What were the changes? Docs. Project router, handler projects. Projects integration. So what's the change I was looking at before? We're in projects go. We added the authenticated user. Wow. I do not understand why that's there. How have we ended up with uncommitted changes here? Because it's clearly not going to work in that condition. Maybe if we just stash this. Unable to unlink DB models, query go, etc. But that returns it to a running state. That's really strange. But we do have save and unsave projects working. Got a clean git status and yeah, don't know. We'll leave those in stash for a while. I'm not sure what's going on there. But in the meantime, we've got the ability to retrieve preferences. So if we look at queries, I wonder what version SQL C is up to now. It's probably changed quite a bit since I last updated it. Get user relationships, which is what we've mostly been using. And we can add looks like we're getting all of the users, so that's good. Yeah, so we probably don't need to change that. We'll just get the preferences back as we would expect to. Okay. So I wonder if it'll just send it. Let's look at users response. Actually, user resource. So that should be what gets sent back. Avatar ID, bucket ID, created at, email, location ID, name, and updated at. And we should be able to add preferences there. Which is going to be whatever JSON type is. There's a way to express that in Go, and I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. It's like dynamic. I have it in the copier. Map string interface, that's right. Can I put that in? Where are we? God, we've got too many files open. That's what's going on. Resource? I can't remember which one I was looking at now. Ah, yeah, here we go. So map. What was it? Map string interface, like this. Like that. Okay. Seems to be relatively happy with that. None of the tests broke, which is always encouraging. So we're going to need a route for it. I feel like it's probably going to be on users, so let's look at that. Users router. We've got just the user. We've got signed profile URL, update and delete, and current. So I guess it's probably just an update call, right? A patch. Update user attributes. We're probably going to need to modify. Yeah, so avatar key. What's bucket? Is it already online somewhere? It's a environment crowdfunding app. The only web presence for which is at Bucket Community. And it's about getting funding funneling towards various community environment projects. Someone wants to clean up a stream or look after a local park, that kind of thing. It does not have a lot of advertising content yet because we don't got the app. Avatar key, email, location ID, name, and preferences. Omit, empty. Yeah. Oh, wonder, I don't suppose we should have it on create user. That makes no sense. So we'll put it on there instead. No tests are failing. That's good. And then an update. I'm sure it's hard to find via search engine. You don't have the links in the profile, etc. Yeah. I mean, there's not a huge amount to advertise yet. So we're just starting to do some very basic user testing and surveying. Oh, we got ads. So handler users. And update. Avatar key. Update request data attributes, avatar key. Images create, right, so that just creates the image. Data attributes, avatar ID. Okay, fair enough. And then env users update, existing user update request. So let's see what that does. Copy, existing params. Okay. Yeah, all right. And update user, session queries update user. Why don't you want me to go to that definition? All right. Queries. Update user. Yep, we might need to change that. That does not have our field in it. Okay, update users, set avatar ID, email, name, location, preferences, where ID. That seems to make sense to me. Column preferences does not exist. I disagree with you. But I think that's probably because I haven't updated the test seed. The way to do that is in the README. Something like update test DB template, yeah. All right. Still thinks it doesn't exist. Okay. Maybe, maybe that migration didn't work. It really thinks the scheme is synced. Huh. Maybe it has to be done. You can have migration files, but I don't think I was doing it that way. I think I was just reading the local database. Trouble is, I haven't touched this piece of code in a good few months. And I've forgotten bits of it. I don't think SQL schema SQL was the way to do it. That looks like a dump, not like a maintained file. Oh, maybe it's this. Yeah. Let's try that. Yeah, there we go. Well, now everything's dying. What's happening now? Value of type uint8 is not assignable to type map string interface. Yeah, that seems reasonable. Probably doesn't expect that to come back anymore. Test get current user.
Didn't realise there'd be so much talking in my office tonight.
Well, this is what I do, baby.
Such a chatty Cathy.
Mm-hmm.
Can't even drown you out with my headphones.
You did want to come in here.
I thought you'd be stupid.
I thought that was the whole thing.
I mean, I'm having a lovely time. Thanks.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I can really tell. So what line is that heading? Reflect set. Oh, uint8, so maybe that needs a little conversion coming out of the database. Because of the JSON B. B as in binary. Where is that actually happening? Is everything okay with it? I offered to get those boxes off for you. You didn't want me to.
It's because I'm doing this. It's just hurting my neck.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So we're obviously getting JSON binary out, but what extra things do I have to do to deal with that? What is in a resource response, for example? Testing go, panic go, reflect, copy a copy. Oh, so it's actually happening in new user relationships resource. Okay, let's go look there. Right. So we got all this stuff. It's probably attributes. Required while nullable entities in SQL C is still not a thing. Oh, okay. Avatar ID, location ID. Copy user refined attributes. So is it line 54 that was the problem? Yeah, line 54. So it's dying there. So maybe copy needs to be able to handle JSON B fields. 42. to field to index set val. Good old Go. It's a barrel of laughs. Testing, particularly around null values, yeah. Apparently also around JSON-B values. The thing is, it should be null. So why does it think it's a uint8 array? Maybe it always is. I don't quite know what to make of that. Maybe I should convert it before the copier. Honestly, I thought that coming out of SQL C, it would just convert the values for me, to be honest with you. User private attributes is the one with, oh, right. So maybe I should make it a uint8 there. And then convert it later, or have something else convert it later. So like this, I guess. See if that's happier. Oh, it is. Okay. So that was the issue. All right. Well, that's cool. I can deal with that. And then that's got that test passing again. So we still need to specifically handle it in the update. There's probably a few more tests we could do in the validation, like has project category preferences or something like that field, but time enough for that. So if avatar key, sure. Updated user is existing user update request. And we added the, that's right, we added in query. We added preferences, which now is not erroring anymore. So that's a good thing. Yeah. And so we could also test update update. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Users integration. What are you whispering at?
Can I ask a bucket question, please?
Yeah, of course.
Have you and Sheridan connected to give him administrative access?
No, let me do that.
Thank you.
Where is my users integration test? There it is. Update. Update user own attributes. Type users. Okay. So we could add preferences to this. Where is the request? That's the request we're sending? Avatar key, right. And we could add preferences. And what did we say it was going to be? Project categories. And do we have any actual project categories? Do they exist yet? I don't even know if they exist. It's another good question for the database, actually. Let's look at migration schema. Categories, table categories. Yep, what's in the test seed? Categories, nothing. All right, well, right there, that's something we can change. It's going to touch on a wide range of little things we need to change. Oh, well, that's good. We got a test failure for that. Permission denied, no rows and results set.
Everything's fine, stop looking at me.
You looked at me.
I'm just uncomfortable, so I can't.
I'm sorry, baby.
You asked me if I want to take my role each year.
Mm-hmm. And now you're gonna. Nice.
How does it feel to say I told you so without saying it?
I would never do that. Okay, so we got the response and we got a bunch of changes actually. Got a 400. Hash ID was different. Oh, just because the 400, I guess. Preferences nil. Permission denied. So why? Why do we have permission denied? Because I don't have update permissions for that user? Interesting. We'll figure that out in a sec. First, we should add some categories to work with. So we've got locations, that's good. Don't need that, don't really need that. Probably don't need that. Or that for now. Update project. Okay, create table categories, name, description, image ID, created at, deleted at. So that's definitely going to be project categories. Have we got categories projects, or do we have projects and then a single category ID? Oh yeah, location ID references categories. What? That's not right. Location ID should reference locations, surely. Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, I think that's just a mistype. And then there's the projects categories. Okay, cool. So insert into categories. Actually, when I created the projects, what did I use for the category ID? Ah, that was location ID, not category ID. Insert into projects. Yeah, I just ignored it, basically. Interesting. Okay, insert into categories. Probably what? Yeah, probably name, description, I don't know what would be in the description. We'll call it name. Oh, description is not null. Damn. Okay, description. Image ID, maybe not right now. Created at as a default and deleted at. So that's all we really need. Values. I'm hearing a ding, 2 seconds. No, we're good. All right. Let's see what we can do with this. Hang on, we want to do multiples. Yeah, that's what we've been doing. Okay. Let's go with native birds. And I guess we'll just duplicate them for now, unless there's descriptions anywhere in the design. Categories, maybe. Do we actually call them that? Whoa, what is going on? Category tile. All categories. Filter projects by category. Yeah, I'm just going to mirror the description as the name for now. So I have no idea what we're actually going to need. Then we've got trees and planting. Water care. Tracks and walking. Why didn't those highlight? Ah, there we go. Still didn't. Oh, gosh. Losing the plot, lack of commas, severe lack of commas. Wildlife. Wildlife's kind of a broad one when you think about it. Pest control. What else we got? Environment. Again, an extremely broad category. I don't know, these will be the final ones. And pollution. There's probably some kind of official list we could use when you think about it. Try and get these a bit sorted here. pollution, pest control, wildlife goes down. Native birds, TP. Tracks comes before trees. Funny that. Okay, that's not too bad. And that'll populate our list for us. We'll get some image IDs at some point. And then what do we need from there? So we've got categories. We can add categories to the projects eventually. But for now, we just need their IDs, which are going to be coming next. So we can assume, though, I think we're just using ordinary numeric IDs. So environment will be 1, native birds will be 2, and so on. So we should have 8 categories, so 1 through 8. So we can use any of those numbers. Okay. So we need to apply that if we haven't already. Whoa, it's been trying to run that test ever since. Okay, let's just take this out of here for a sec. And that'll get back to there. Duplicate name violation is supposed to happen. And then we have somewhere here. DC up, DC down. Okay, maybe not. There was a way to update the test seed. Oh, there's bad dreams going on down there. Growly dogs. Refresh testdb. Update testdb template. That's the one. So we used that earlier. Okay. And now we should be able to add some preferences to at least one user. And we should be able to check for them. So let's get rid of that. And that. We got ads in a sec. And then we'll reinstate that. We'll add a single number there. Okay. So badness, permission denied. Test update user own. Auth provider is Tacoma Tahi. And that is the user, I think. Yeah, users 11. Maybe because I wonder if users 11 is actually a member at all. Update user own. Let's have a look at the router. Validate body user update user attributes. and I provided these. We got ads. Did I pass those correctly? We've got preferences. Fanny, how you doing? I do have tea, but it's getting cold, so I might need to get some more in a minute. No, it's mine. Okay. Yeah, so why preferences? Why like that? What would happen if I did this? Interesting. Okay. So it passes as long as it's not an object. Permission denied, no rows in result set. Huh. Hey, Fuzzy. So why permission denied? Oh, here we go. JSON cannot unmarshal object into ghost struct fields of type UN8. Huh. So I have to convert it beforehand? Is that what you're saying? That seems weird. Attribute validation error. So what would happen if I did this? Invalid input syntax for type JSON. That is not invalid JSON. What the actual fuck? That's really confusing. What the heck? Who's on for the team right now, by the way? Snenko. Snenko's on. Teamies. So it's all down to JSON B not being a thing that we do that is good. It's all down to that. So hang on, let's get back to the actual form. This is what it's complaining about. Why? Why? Mitch and Rich, maybe so. Maybe we'll do that very thing. Preferences is a byte, right? So do I need to just convert it to... Do I need to convert it before I put it through the copier? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. It's not this. It's not this. This is fine. This is probably fine. I am busy. This is probably fine. It's update user. No, it's user's model. model. User model. This thing. Oh, thanks for the follow. Whatever one. Appreciate it. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Update, yeah. So update user params. What does that entail? That is preferences as a byte. So I wonder if... Oh, sorry. What? Oh, okay. Thanks for that, Penny. I did not read it, but I am assuming it was the wrong thing. So fast. Oh, actually, I can read it because it's sitting here in my bot output. Sorry for bothering you. I want to offer promotion of your channel, viewers, followers, views, chatbots, etc. The price is lower than any competitor. The quality is guaranteed to be the best. Flexible and convenient order management panel, chat panel, everything is in your hands. A huge number of custom settings. Wow. Yeah, I can't believe you made me miss out on that opportunity. The very instant I went, I updated my profile on LinkedIn to say that I was open to work. I got 2 spam recruiters saying, "You seem overqualified. What led you to leave your previous role?" Like, there's no way you're humans. You're harvesting some kind of shit. I've seen streams that use these. You know what you get? The same shitty stream with 700 followers. Yeah. Go Lang. Okay, so byte. So I wonder if there shouldn't be any difference doing this, but let's just do that just for the hell of it. Yeah. So where is it failing to unmarshal that? Updated user params preferences. That's going to be happening in model, right? Oh, update user params preferences. Cannot unmarshal object into ghost struct fields. Right. So if we look for update user params, maybe we need to handle it separately. So existing, let's actually display that, right? God, I can't even remember how to do that. I've been writing so much Rust. What is the output thingy? It's just like println, isn't it? Oh, printf, that's right. I get bots trying to offer to find me jobs for your old career. Yeah, I believe that. I can't remember all of the codes. Isn't it something like? See, in Rust it would be like println. Oh man, I want to be in Rust right now. Let's just go print existing and see how much it complains at us. I said on my CV that I know Rust, so that I know Go, so I need to be able to actually do it. That is not what we wanted. We want what it points to, right? It's a pointer, so but there's a way to print it so it's formatted. Oh, illegal types for operand. Okay, let's do this properly. Log. I feel like I have logging already somewhere here. 0 log, right? Do we have it in this file? Where's my zero log? github.com rs0 log. Too many arguments. DB user, okay. Maybe I actually want to see what update request is. What is an update user params again? Oh yeah. Maybe I need to make that into a, even in Rust, the hash question mark frustrates me. Is my code shared? Hey, how you doing? I can't answer that question for you, but welcome. Like, why can't you just infer the format I already told you to give display, and why wouldn't I want it pretty? Yeah, I get that. Although sometimes having the struct parameters names there is good, and sometimes it just gets in the way, I guess. Yeah, I wonder if this actually needs to be. Can I unmarshal object into GoStruct field of type UN8? So maybe this actually is wrong. Oh, but this is the one that SQL defined, so I can't really change that. What am I building? We're working on this, which is a environment crowdfunding app called Bucket, and it has a Go backend. The front end's built in Flutter, but we're working on a problem in the back end right now, and I'm struggling a bit with the database because I haven't used it for a very long time. It's been several months since we touched this code, and I have been writing mostly Terraform and Rust since then, so I'm just trying to remember my Go. It's kind of embarrassing, but I'm just rolling with it. Okay, so did we get a printout? We did. We did? We didn't. Right, log was failing, that's right. So I think the way we do that is we go log info, and then we attach or add or insert something or other. Call message on the returned event in order to send the event. Yeah, let's look at zero logs docs real quick. Blah, blah, blah. Blah. Simple logging example, log print. Log debug would be quite helpful. What is your opinion on ChatGPT as replacement of junior developers? ChatGPT doesn't yet replace junior developers, if it ever will. It's currently in the position of a sort of Uber Google. It can't really do many of the things that we expect even relatively junior developers to do, and it gets it wrong way too often. It's good at certain kinds of programming problems. For example, you can ask it to come up with an AWS CLI script to retrieve all of the parameters from parameter store that match a pattern and update them with a different pattern. It's great at that stuff, and you would probably spend a whole bunch of time looking up how to do it. But it doesn't fill all the blanks, and that's what we still need humans for. So that's roughly where I'm sitting so far, but it's still a pretty fucking impressive piece of engineering. So what happens if I just want to attach an object? I think there's a way to do that. Yeah, error. Logging fatals. Zero log console writer. This is a little more than I actually need, to be honest with you. What have I already got in the code base that I can steal? That's the only log info? Okay. Stack, error, send. Okay. I use zero log error most of the time by the looks of things. Okay. So where are some examples of zero log info? Or log debug for that matter. String, float, and message. For that matter, what is your opinion on ChatGPT as a replacement for juniors? Very important to note that when using the zero log chaining API, you must either have the message or message F method call. You hope Basie replaces everyone. I trust him with the world's code. I don't think that's a good idea. I appreciate the sentiment. I do not think that's a good idea. So what functions do we have available on log info? It returns a zero log event. And if I call message, I get what? Apparently nothing. I was using format sprintf %v. Let's go with that. So existing. We'll try that for starters. What do you mean under? Oh, right, format. Keep forgetting. Go's different. Still failed to build because zero logs there. Go strict about that shit. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, we finally got output. It's not formatted, but it's there. UTC finite true null, 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 zero false, and an empty array. If you add to that %v, I think if you add hash, you get the parameter names. Seems to me. Impossible condition, null does not equal null. Good to know. This is very much Go 101. I did write all this code, so presumably I still know how to use the language. Okay, preferences. Email, timestamp, infinity modifier, updated at, deleted at. Preferences, uint 8 null, and then an error. Go and go with Milo. I don't remember that ad. I think there was get more go on Milo. Seriously need another cup of tea at some point. What is the time? We're at 8:13. Okay, so we're getting a null value in there from existing user. That's fine. What about update request? Update request has preferences, map string interface, project. Oh, that looks perfectly reasonable. Okay. So maybe it's just my copy function that's barfing on it. I always thought it was a bit dodgy. Wait, what are the puppies doing? Is the puppy cam even pointing in the right way? No. No, it's not. Quick puppy check. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. I've got the window so wide. This has gone off the screen. Okay. Now, oh, thank you. Yes, this has been a good puppy check. You are correct. Okay, so we know we're getting good data in from the update request, so that's not the problem. The problem is this bit, I think. Cannot unmarshal object into go struct field, update user param preferences of type UN8. And that is happening when you look at the stack. A gimbal security cam would be neat. Chat could move it down, for left. True, that's very true. The only thing is they could also point it. I'd have to put some pretty clear limits onto it. I genuinely want to set that up for my stream. Yeah, I can see it happening right now. It's just an old Logitech webcam resting on my desk and being held down by an old Rust book. It's pretty low tech. Yeah, let me take a picture of that. Put that in Discord. Oh, stop grumbling, Ted. You're fine. Heathens would use it just to find something other than dogs to look at. Yeah, like my butt. My amble butt. Right, so. So it's trying to unmarshal into update user param preferences, which is this, right? Params is update user params. Yeah, okay, so it's this statement that's the problem. So if we look at import, B error is JSON Marshall F. If F is map string interface. If error does not equal null, return error. If JSON unmarshal B to T, error does not equal null, return error. Okay, so I think I would like more information, Go specific information from the big green robot. Explain this to me. Synthesize the Google. Given the go function suggest why JSON input might fail to be unmarshaled into a destination field of type byte intended for Postgres JSONB field. JSON unmarshal expects the destination type to match the structure of the JSON data. If the destination type is a byte, JSON unmarshal will attempt to decode the JSON data directly into a byte slice, which typically expects the JSON data to be a base 64 encoded string. Right. For a byte, it expects a base 64 encoded string. If you're intending to store the JSON data as a JSONB field, you would typically store it as a byte slice. JSON unmarshal won't help in this case. Right, okay. So it's saying if you're worried, if it's going to be byte. Interesting. Check if the destination type is byte. Otherwise it unmarshals. Fuzzy, don't act like we're not cut from the same cloth. It's true. It's very true. So I feel like this is way more than I need. Actually, why don't we just pre-process it? Like, it's saying directly convert the JSON data to a byte slice. But where? Wait, what? If the destination is byte, set it directly. End pointer is B. You can do that? Huh. Let me understand this a bit better. So wait a minute. Hey, so Mr. Burchick, how you doing? Directly assigns the marshaled byte slice B to T. Right, so while it's still marshaled. So in theory, we could bypass that altogether, remove it from... Yeah. Yeah. So what happens if instead of having that value in there and having it fail, we could just add that condition. But then how is it getting past the possibility that it... Oh, it's returning. Well, that doesn't account for every other value in there. Yeah, see, this is why you wouldn't want a junior programmer. Why you wouldn't want it replacing a junior programmer, because it doesn't account for any of the other fields on that. in that function. Oh, we got ads. Okay, so how can I get past this now? I know I'm getting the data in a sensible way. I either improve my copier function or I could... What confuses me is why it doesn't already know that it should be marshaled. It should marshal that field into UN8. I wonder if there's a way to give it the instruction. Yesterday... Oh, you might have ads. I wonder if you can actually put it on the type. JSON preferences. Yeah. Go Marshall JSON to byte. JSON raw message. Yeah. Raw message type. Interesting. But I don't have control over that object. Right, so yesterday finished Twitch channel points rewards manager. Only TwitchBot implementation and game refactor remaining. No big deal. Nice. Oh, that's cool. Is this for the Twitch jam or just something different? Do you stream? Sometimes. Am I following you? For some reason, I don't know that. I am following you. Is it time for another team shout out or is it still just Soninko, in which case he'll get 2 shout outs in a row? Yep. No, that failed. It's just Soninko and me tonight. Okay. So I could use raw value, but I can't change the type of update user params because it's controlled by SQL-C. And byte array should work. We love it, teamies. So what remains is to handle it properly in import, I think. So it was saying, the big green robot, no, not that. Nope, none of that. Let's go back here. This thing, it was saying this. But that doesn't fix the problem. Because we can't just unmarshal the entire object. Pointer OK equals any t cast to a pointer to byte array. This is breaking my brain. Feels like it shouldn't be this difficult. Copy into a T from a map string interface using JSON marshalling. Feels like the misguided sort of thing I used to do in Go. Maybe this whole thing is a misadventure, this whole function. So I marshal it into B. After current pet project, I'll start a new one with Unreal Engine 5. Interesting. Have you been using Unreal Engine in the past? And what is your idea? Kind of wishing I knew a bit of Unreal or Unity, because Bevy engine development is essentially an unhireable skill at the moment. You're an Unreal Engine developer, nice. I probably knew that about you. Come to think of it. So we can't do... We can't do that. Here come the vibes. How you doing, Vibe and Game Dev? Good to see you. How are your vibes this fine evening? I am doing reasonable vibes. The vibes are moderate to good, with chances of excellent later in the afternoon. However, I am struggling a little bit with basic things like marshalling JSON into static types. Because apparently I can't write Go anymore. Why is this difficult? I think what we're going to have to do is ignore the JSONB type until after we get past that step. So let's go down that route and see where it takes us. That works and that works. Note, this is a nasty hack to get around the fact that I thought you could provide instructions to a type that would let it choose how to unmarshal it. Nah, never mind. Around the fact that unmarshalling JSON objects to uint to byte panics. Okay, and should get back to work. Have a nice day and stream. Good luck, have fun. Thank you so much, and the same to you. GLHF. GLHF. GG. Yeah, so if update request data attributes does not equal now, or actually, yeah, we will db update user primes we need to marshal it, right? And we're not going to be able to do that. WP, indeed, but not necessarily easy, Z. update request data attributes. Put this another way. What is the normal conversion from what did I say before? Map what was it? Map string interface to byte. Sure. Jason Marshall. So what is the problem? Why is it failing? So what was its previous explanation? I think this is bullshit. Let me see if we can get around this. Yeah. Encoding JSON, isn't it? I think Big Green Robot may very well be lying to us. I was hoping for some kind of succinct explanation, but no. Oh, right. Right, because it returns byte array. Yeah. Okay, so I can't do this either, can I? No, because params is an entire thing. Params params preferences something like that. And then you would set update request data attributes. Oh wait, this is wrong too. Yeah, so that's what it's crashing on. All right, excuse me. I need more of that beverage. Excuse, thank you so much. Yeah, me too. Okay, so that keeps that, and then copier import is free to make that call. But I think we would have to then, that'll overwrite the value with null, which is not good. So let's go with, wait, let isn't a thing. var encoded equals null. No, yeah, excuse me. I know, dreadful. Appalling behavior, absolutely appalling. What is the type of this thing? It is a, yeah, that's actually right. Actually, no, that's not right. Then no. This is getting hackier by the minute, but I'd like to see it work. Encoded, declared, not used, but I just used it, perhaps, possibly. But it's used right here. What is your problem? Why are you freaking out at me? It wasn't just that Go LSP needed a restart. So what is our problem here? Did I spell it differently? Why are you like this? Why are you the way that you are in this moment? Okay. Encoded, declared, and not used. What the actual... This is extremely confusing. What about if we do... If I do this, it's happy, right? No. Oh, I see. I've assigned it, but I haven't read from it. That's what it's talking about. At least I think that's what it's talking about. Okay, so we do the copier import, and then we would have to do params preferences equals encoded. And then it goes away. Okay, it was just being incredibly fussy. Okay. And then we get attribute validation error. No, those are expected. This is just complaining now that when it returns that instead of null. So there's a diff in the result. So that's a good thing. That's a good result. So how can we tidy this shit up? Convert this to a to-do. Do we really need these object copiers if they create this kind of tangle? Huh? Do we? Okay, so we're saying if it's not nil, we need to deal with it another way. Let's just say that this is preferences. Yeah, so if we have an object, we just like to dodge it around the import function here and do it another way. Okay, so back in the test, wherever that is, our expected needs to also have preferences. It's going to say it's a UN8. I don't know if I can represent that. I need to do a JSON Marshall, right? Essentially, wait, why does it have the entire... Oh, this is wrong. It's got the entire attributes and preferences. Okay, that's completely wrong. Yeah, here we go. That should be better. Yeah, now we've just got project categories. That's much more sensible. So I'm thinking that in the test, we should just be able to go object. Maybe I can use this. Project categories 1. Like so. Multiple value, right, because it doesn't always work, yeah? But there's absolutely no reason why this shouldn't work, so let's go prefs ignore error equals JSON Marshall and so on. Prefs. Okay, do we get a passing test? No, we don't. It's very similar, but it's not the same. Rah. Annoying. I'm not quite doing things right. I just don't know why. Is it because of this type of string? Surely not. Ignore unused, yeah. I know there's not going to be an error. Famous last words. Project categories. So I mean, I could just do this. I mean, that works, so let's do it. Okay. That felt like it was way more painful than it needed to be. But bonus side, anytime I need to work with JSON-B in this project, I should be able to just yank some of that code. It's just annoying. I should rewrite some of the functions to just deal with JSON-B. Oh well. Project for another time. Cool. Let's see what we can actually do with that. So yes, we get project categories back 1, which is great. That means we can update, and that means we can submit a request that looks more like 1, 2, 3. And that will take care of this stuff. So assuming this is 6, 7, and 8 in the category IDs. What the front end needs to know is what the category IDs are. So yeah, it's going to have to do a request to grab those, which means we need the functions that make it happen. So categories in query. There is no category. So let's start them. Name get categories many. Select star from categories C. I forget what that emote even is. Oh, pop. There you go. It's pretty boring watching someone write SQL, so I don't blame you. You need to pop occasionally. Oh, we got ads. Make some tea. Actually, that's it. Select star from category C. Order by, I guess, alphabetically, right? Name, ask. Okay. Oh yeah, tea. I could probably do one more cup of tea. I am going to BRB and boil the kettle. You're still looking at puppies anyway. Actually, one puppy. The other puppy's migrated somewhere. One moment, callers. The other puppy is propped up on the couch staring at the TV, which is not playing anything, so I don't know what the hell's going on. Maybe the pictures are pretty. Okay. Have a nice leg, Fuzzy. All right, so we got that. Now we need... do we put this... This is its own thing. We don't put it under projects. They are project categories, but I think we put it under its own route, which is kind of a pain. But I think we got to do it. This is why they build whole libraries to just construct these things for you. So if I look at projects, I haven't got categories in here already, have I? No. Icky. Oh, I missed that one too. Cheap viewers, good spotting. Thank you. You're doing such a good moderation job tonight. Model up. All right, let's go with a really, 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 really simple router. See if we can remember how to do it. So in handler, we have all of the types. And then in resource, we have the rest of the shit. Actually, let's look at bucket because bucket's nice and simple. Copy. Category router go. We don't need authenticated user context. And we don't really even need that. Or that. We don't need is authorized. What's another example of an open route? What about in users or projects? What do we do when we don't care about permissions? Just get inf list, yeah. Hang on, project router. Yeah, this one does not have restrictions on it, and it's before you get to the route entity ID business. Categories list. List categories. I don't think we're going to need pagination. It's only going to be 8 of them after all. Various undefines because we haven't written it yet. Yeah, that's okay. We will gradually get there. Okay, and we'll go with this. Should be a list. List all project categories. No param. Success 200. Failure, sure, why not? Failure, yep. Tags, categories. Resource context key, category. Bucket response, yeah, no. Let's just look at the project handler. List projects, yeah, here we go. We'll look at this. Just to give us a good idea of what to expect. We're not going to use a cursor or a pagination key. Actually, we won't use that either, so we'll change that. Because we can only really do that if we're getting a single resource rather than multiples. Okay, M projects all PG. Where does that come from? Oh, that's pagination. It's not going to be projects, it's going to be categories. And this is going to be category response. Like so. Render categories response. Beautiful. Okay. So now we need the model. Let's look at the bucket model for that matter. Copy that into that directory probably doesn't exist yet. Resource category. There we go. Model. I should have templates ready to go for all these, but honestly, we haven't got that many more types to implement, so it's probably not that big a deal. Category model. Get, it's actually going to be all, and it's going to return that, and session queries list categories. No, get categories. What did I call it? Query. I called it get categories, which is probably a mistake. Oh, tea's getting a bit strong. Got to rescue the tea bag. It's very important. Okay. Don't need that. Don't need that. Do need that. Of course, it's not currently working because the entire project's not building right now. Get rid of those. It's got to be real simple. And list categories won't be working right now, but that's okay. So where are we up to? Handler buckets, that can go. Absolutely earning their pay. Env categories undefined. Undefined category. This can go. This can go. Okay, getting simpler. Good, good, good. Now we look at bucket, resource bucket model. We've got request. Don't need it. Resource, do need it, I think. Bucket attributes is going to be name and description. Created at and deleted at, I believe. And description. Wait, why is name in 64? That makes no sense. That will be a string. JSON. Description. Name. And that's all we need, I do believe. And that is category attributes. This is going to be new category resource given an object of type category. buckets type is defined where? Yep. Categories type equals categories. Beautiful. Attributes, links, and that's all. Oh, and this should be categories type. Should be package category. Please tell me I was editing the right file. I'm pretty sure I was. Please tell me I was editing the right file. Oh boy, was I editing the right file? No. And I can't freaking well, no, I can undo it. I just need to write this to copy to resource category resource go. Okay. And then undo the changes to bucket resource go. There we go. All right. That one should be correct. That is imported as what? Imported as bucket and not used. Auth categories list needs to be created. Gotta have permission for anything. Seems to me. Oh, there's no categories list. Right. And then this one shouldn't be a thing. Okay, cool. Now, env undefined, yes. So environment needs to have categories on it. And that is imported from here. And presumably something has got the mod bucket in it when it should have mod category. Yep, package bucket, there it is. Okay, that should be fine. And then there's a test version of that as well. Yeah, this thing. Oof, I need tea. This is rough. Had to be done. Had to be done. Tilly?
Oh.
Tilly? Up, 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 up. What are you doing? I hate to think. One moment, callers. Puppy causing havoc as per usual. Okay. So, where are we getting to? Used to be a thing where I could just auto complete the imports on this. I can't remember where it is now. But we need GitHub, com, FG bucket, resource. Is it resource? No? API resource. Okay. And new list response doesn't exist. So we need category response, which we don't have yet. So we go bucket response. Category response, go. Okay. New category resource. And the variable is of type category. All of the wiring and the boilerplate. Okay. Must be getting close here. New list response, you say? Why is that not defined? Where does that live? It lives in, for example, projects post response go, user response go. Okay. Let's have a look at this one. It'll be a bit complex, but we can copy some of it and leave the rest. Oh yeah, this is for a single category. That wouldn't have worked. Okay, this is going to be a DB list categories row. Whoa, no. And we're not going to have any images. Why is DB list categories row not defined? Oh, because it's not rebuilding because of all the errors. Okay. There's no PG because there's no pagination. Probably no included types. Don't care about bounds because we're not doing pagination. No links. Okay. So I don't think there's actually any need for us to do most of this. JSON API list response, no included. These could both be null. Oh, we got ads. And DB list categories row doesn't exist because it hasn't been generated yet. Okay. So cannot use value of type array DB category as invalid type. Really? Oh yeah, so that's not going to be a thing. Yeah, we need this type to be created is what we need. Can I just run SQL-C without all the errors? What is it? What's airtoml? It's SQL-C generate is all it is. Can I just run it? Did that not work? I guess it didn't. List categories returns. Oh, it just returns an array of category. Okay. So it's not a list categories row. All right. That makes a lot more sense. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Now there shouldn't be quite so many errors. Right, so we should just return that. Okay, now we're back to a building state. Cool. So, what else do we need in order to return a response? We've got a route. just does that, which runs list categories. That might be it. So why don't we get buckets integration test, or even just projects integration test, and copy it. I have to yank most of it out. Test list projects, no pagination is basically all we need. Why is the puppy booping my toes? What is happening?
No. Why are you booping? Why are you booping?
Oh, and I'm still editing the wrong file. So we need to copy to API handler, categories, integration, test, go. Okay. And then we go back to projects. And we undo a bunch of shit. Oh, okay, we can't do that anymore. Then we just need to undo it here. Thanks for the lurk, Fanny. This is incredibly dense stuff. I can appreciate not wanting to watch it. Okay, that should be fine, I want to say. Yep. List, what's it called? Categories. Okay. All right. Invalid character P after what? After top level value. What the hell? Actually should be 8 of them. Test list categories. Categories integration test. Invalid character P. After top level value. What the actual... Okay. Let's look at... I did migrate that. Yeah, I did. So, what's the time, by the way? It's 9:30. I need to start closing out. Let's look at category router, which goes to... We did bind this to a route, right? Like... No, we did not. Route. Categories. Category router. Env. That would explain that. And then we get a nice big stack trace. Interface conversion. Interface is null, not DB user. That sounds to me like the test environment is wrong. Probably because in test main, I don't have the same thing. Category model is there. Interface is null, not DB user. What is that? Has permission? Oh, we don't have... We don't have that permission in the database. That might be one issue. Yeah. So let's go with list categories. Categories list. View all categories. Categories all read. And modify all categories. Categories all write. And then presumably only admins should be able to write categories, but everybody should be able to list and view them. From roles where name equals admin. Apparently my formatting doesn't work. What is she chewing on over there?
What?
What is she chewing on over there?
She's chewing your backpack.
Well, I don't want that.
No. Nobody likes a puppy who chews backpacks. Do we need to make you into sausages?
Yes,
Is it the only way?
it is.
You need to be a sausage?
Sausages are the only answer.
Then you go get me your toy? Go get me a toy? With your... Oh, you can't get out. That's why you can't get me a toy. Hi. Hi.
Kind of need a role for everybody, but let's just go like public.
You're a happy girl. You're a happy girl.
Okay, in the meantime, let's go with
I know you're being very boring. I know.
categories list, or is it list categories? No, categories list. And categories all read. Okay. Is that enough? I feel like that's enough. Let's go with updating that. Fair enough. Okay. So now we've probably got a similar error, but at least we've got rid of that as a cause. And it's hitting test and go, serve HTTP, permissions go, it has permission. Yeah, so if we look at the router, I'm using has permission auth categories list. Oh, I need the authenticated user. That's what's going on there. This thing. Okay, that's beta failure. 2 projects should be returned, got 0. That's in test list categories though. So let's go category integration. And we got none. Why did we get none? Env categories all, which calls list categories, context background. Yep. And return C, which is going to be a slice of DB category. Bevy time. Unfortunately, I'm not doing Bevy tonight. Just to completely stymie you. I'm working on some Go for an API that I'm writing, which is kicking my ass. Because I haven't written this particular code base in quite some time. How are you? Oh, you're doing Bevy. Well, there you go. That's just fine. At least somebody's having some fun. You kind of don't. You can delete post or you can edit post. That's all.
Well, what if I just want to go back one step? Like I made a bullet point and I don't want a bullet point.
Oh, I mean, you could try Control Z. I don't know if that works in there.
Yes, it does.
You're welcome. Okay. Categories all. In theory, that should work. Categories response. Let's go ahead and just... I find it difficult to go back to old code bases. You are not wrong. I haven't written this API in about 2 months, maybe even more. And yeah, it's been a while. It only takes me an hour or so, but it's when you're only doing it like once a week, it kind of, that time adds up. I should re-enable Copilot or something for these code bases. I'd stopped using it, but okay. JSON API resource, data is empty, included is empty, and links is null. Okay, so it's definitely empty. Wonder if there really isn't anything in the database right now. Do I have what the hell is the server address right now? Is it no? That's right. I don't think it's that. The bucket environment is different. It's probably bucket, bucket, bucket. Yeah. Okay. Oh, there really isn't anything in there. Okay, well, that kind of makes a crazy sort of sense. Let's look at the test suite again. Categories, name, description, values. Is that failing? What am I doing wrong? Certainly seems all right. What happens when we run that? Doggy compose, blah, blah, blah. Oh, that looked like an error. No privileges could be revoked for public. That should be fine. Is it possible that I haven't... what's the other database called? Is it Bucket Shadow, I think? No. What is it called? Bucket underscore shadow. Maybe it creates it as it needs it. What about bucket test or bucket test template? Okay, those are there. What the hell is the Postgres shortcut for select database? I can't remember. My brain is turning slowly to mush. Yeah, that's there too. So they're both there in the test database. Oh, I know something I should have done too. I should have selected, added a condition for deleted at not being there. So why is it saying that there aren't any? Is my question to you. Well done.
Okay, I've lost the plot. I'm going.
Yeah, I need to go too, really. I would like to solve this last test.
Pardon?
I would like to solve this last test.
It's 9:49.
I understand
do it in
that.
11 minutes.
It's debatable.
Set you a challenge. Do it in 11 minutes.
It's debatable, but we'll give it a crack. All right, why are we getting 0? Let's look at the query. First of all, we should handle deleted at here. Where you deleted at is null, so it's going to be C deleted at is null. Order by C name ask. Yeah. Actually, isn't there just the embed thing? Can't I just do that instead? Maybe that's the problem. SQL C embed C. Yeah. Oh. You know, you do. Why did that not error out? Did I have that there and I just missed it? Oh, you're right.
Sorry, Ted, but you're a dick. Why do they stop and stretch in front of you when you're walking?
I agree. It's very frustrating.
He's lucky I didn't damn near break something of his, not mine.
Now it's got a list categories row. That's what the difference was. Okay. So now I understand. This took me all this time just to get to that point. Cannot use C? Yeah. So this has to be list categories row, which apparently is not defined. DB list categories row, it definitely exists because the tests are complaining about it. List categories row, there it is. Weird. Am I misspelling it? Oh, we got ads in a sec. That's so weird. Let's just go back to it and see if it's a LSP issue. All right, there it is. Just needed a reload. Okay, and then we need the handler. Okay. We're still failing, but possibly for different reasons.
Sorry, babe. Come on, stop.
Yeah. Why are we getting 0? Let's just go print len C. 8. So that's correct. I think there's some weird shit where if we get that compound, that list categories row thing, we've got to get each category out of it. Yeah, it's like yeah. So if I look at new list response in other areas, range users, right. So you turn them into a resource and then you return the resources. Our error is new list response, right? New resource. Cannot use C variable of type DB list categories row as DB category, sure. I probably don't need to do this. Feels excessive. We shouldn't need to embed when we're not joining. Yeah, shit. I'm going to back this out. This is wrong. God damn it. Haven't been doing an amazing job tonight, but given the kind of day it's been, it's probably not surprising. Okay, so we'll go back to the errors. Model. Oh, right. It's it's not actually. Yeah, okay. If we're just returning an empty resource. No wonder. So it's for If you look at list users, no, because that uses embed. What's something that doesn't use embed? Get user. Images, maybe? Oh, buckets? No. They're all really complex queries. Oh, list images, maybe? No. Yeah, actually, list images is kind of what we need. So let's look at images handler and follow that through. Oh, maybe there isn't one, that's why. New list response. Yeah, it's just this. Yeah, that looks right. Oh my god, it worked. Okay, cool. So that is basically all we need to have that test pass. Is it still asking for 8 things? Yeah. Okay. Well, that was demoralizing, but we got there. Maybe I just need to do a little bit every day so that I don't forget all this shit. Yes, 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 yes. What is the change here? Oh, sure, why not? Okay, we got there. That was rough, but we got there. And for the poor fools who remain, thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. You are very kind. You're more kind than I deserve. Dan Garep is on. Why don't we just read into them? Hang on, who else is on that I need to know about?
Didn't want to do. I thought I had.
Mags is.
I guess I don't.
Biggs is. He's in the final countdown. Maybe we better read into him. Sounds important. Thanks for hanging out.
Everywhere at the End of Time.
Appreciate you.
It's an art project
Whoa.
by somebody called the
Loud
Caretaker.
noise.
Well, that's like the name of
Loud noise.
the art project, I guess.
Loud,
really.
loud noise. Stop that. We don't need to listen to him right now. Except we do. See ya.
Descent into Dementia. It's like a 6-hour long